rolling.
We're rolling. Right, mate.
Now then, you alright?
Yes, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, good to be back.
Welcome to what will be episode 9 of the Hebb&Griff Podcast, which hasn't happened for quite a while.
No.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if you've missed us. I'm sure
no one.
all 12 listeners really missed us. But we've had a bit of a leave of absence.
Yep.
It's not because we've not been doing the business.
No.
It's just because we've been busy.
Busy. Very busy. Mean, we're actually staying behind to get this today.
yeah. Much to the chagrin of our loving partners.
Yeah.
It's been a mad couple of years. I think if we explain why we stopped doing it in the first place, I think it was a combination of a few things. So travel was one of them.
Yeah, because you was having to come from Lincoln because we was doing it in our spare time while we was both still working full time. You was having to come after hours, which meant that you was getting home quite late, especially because you live in Lincoln. So you was getting home at sometimes 9 o'clock or something. I don't know. It depends when we get finished.
And obviously I love doing it. It just became a bit of a chore. Yeah. Having to come after work, which I didn't want it to feel like that. I wanted it to feel like something that I was really looking forward to.
Yeah, you wanted to enjoy it, of course.
Yeah. So there's that. What was the other reason?
What was the other reason?
I think it was mostly that, and I think you were kind of in a similar situation, and we wanted to get to a point where we had our own space.
Yeah,
and we could do it ourselves.
It's almost like we wasn't actually ready to do the podcast, and because we was only setting up in my garage, it wasn't the best setup situation at the time. Yeah, we made the most of it, and it was good that I had the space, but it just really wasn't ideal for doing it. And like you said, we needed our own dedicated space and feel like we're actually.
It would be interesting if we had to set up in your garage now.
Yes,
because it's absolutely chock-full.
Yeah. There's no room at all. Yeah, so it'd be completely different. And then I think they're the main reasons why we didn't do it.
So a lot has happened since that last episode 8.
Have we said how long it's been? How long has it been?
I don't actually know how long it's been. I didn't check that.
It's been a while. Because since then a lot has happened.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the first thing that happened. So in 2021. Yeah. Was it 21? Or was it 22?
What when?
It was 22. Yeah, 2022. I made the decision to quit my job and start doing Hebb&Griff full time, and that was last March. Yeah, so 2022, March. Yeah, and it was not a decision I made easily. A lot of factors. Yeah, but decided to kind of go for it.
It was a big jump.
It was.
And how did it feel at the time?
It was quite scary. I was sort of ready for it. I was ready for the challenge. Yeah.
You was fortunate in the position that you was in because you was in between jobs. Yeah. And
I had another job lined up.
Yeah.
I'd interviewed and I'd got the job. And I kind of just decided that I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore. That was such a big factor. And I was kind of okay financially. Yeah. It was a bit of a risk, but I was okay financially. And it's ended up paying off.
Yeah. The thing is, when you took that risk, we already could see the difference that made, because with us both in full-time jobs and doing this in our spare time, there was only so much that we could actually say yes to. Yeah. When you went full-time with it, we could say yes to so much more. Yeah. We were still very limited with me being full-time. And I probably would have been full-time at the same time. But it was around about that time. It was around that time when I found out that I was expecting my little girl. And that kind of made me think that I need to be a bit more careful with the decision that I made for myself and for my partner.
Of course.
And that's when I decided, right, I'll save up a chunk of money and give myself that financial stability to then be able to make that jump.
And the good thing is, with me being able to put my 100% into it, we ended up making the money probably faster than what you intended.
Yes, yeah.
Or thought we would do. So it just kind of worked out really well.
Yeah.
And then this March,
exactly a year later, pretty much, that's when I decided to make the jump. And since then, it's just like, look insane. Where we are. We're in our own office.
That's the other thing.
We've been in the position where we've been in a small office for the past, however,
which has been awesome. By the way, like shout out to Napton Wright, which is a marketing agency in Brig, who gave us a room for a very, very reasonable price.
And
have chucked a load of work our way as well. Yeah. And they're absolutely lovely people, sound people.
They've really helped us find our feet with it, and it was such a good stepping stone to experience being in the same environment together.
It was actually quite sad leaving. You said earlier it was like we'd been fired or leaving the shop.
It was really weird. Handshakes and that, and it was it was sad, and it was Rob said to me this morning, we're leaving the nest, and it was it did kind of feel like home at the time, and it's time to spread our wings and. This place.
Unfortunately, we had to move on from there for a couple of reasons that I don't want to divulge. But that sounds really dodgy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's not dodgy.
It's not bad. We just had to move out. We couldn't have that room anymore. So we've been looking around. Yeah, sorry about that. We've been looking around. They hated us. They kicked us out.
Yeah. It was awful tenants. I couldn't wait to get us to leave.
So we've been looking around for, what's it been, like 2-3 weeks now at different offices?
Yes.
We've been bouncing around all over the place, and we finally found a room that we wanted. It's a funny story. We came to this place originally, looked at a room, weren't that impressed.
No.
Thought it looked really crap.
It didn't fill us with inspiration. No. It filled us with the dread that we're gonna have to sort a lot in this room,
spend a lot of money.
The room size was fine. It was more than big enough for what we needed. It's just that to see our vision, you had to see past the unfinishedness of the room. It was just a bit.
It was dated.
Yeah, it was very dated. Breeze block walls. It was just not the best.
So looked at a few other places. This place, we had like a whole scoring system. It was very technical.
It was. I was actually really impressed with the scoring system that we ended up with, and how helpful it was.
It really was. Yeah.
It didn't feel like we was making decisions on impulse.
No.
It was like a really thought out. Yeah. There was maybe 10, 12 listed items in it, and it was a score between 1 and 5 or 10 or something. 5, but it really helped us. Not going too deep into it. It did really help.
So, and even with the room as it was still scoring pretty high. So we decided to come back and have another look. And the person that showed us around said, "By the way, we've got another office." Oh, right, okay. We went and walked into this room and was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah, it was
exactly
because we'd already made a decision on another office, and we was already kind of set on that. And then because we was on the way here, weren't we? Yeah. And we was like, "Why are we even looking again? There's no point." And then we got in this room and we looked at each other and it was just like, what? Fuck's sake.
That was the exact word. Oh, for fuck's sake. We decided to go for this one.
I keep playing footsie Measy with you.
It's all right.
Who is it then?
Oh, right. Oh, no, I felt it then.
Yeah.
Okay. This table's quite small, isn't it?
Yeah. It's big enough.
It's good. It's free. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not free because we had to pay anyway.
Yeah. It's free to me.
Free for you.
Yeah.
Free for the business.
Yeah.
It's just a table from home that I've had to. Well, my wife had to pay for. I don't think I paid for it. Anyway,
Shout out to Laura.
Who is? We should mention our partners actually, because I wouldn't have been able to make it through last year without the support of my wife.
Yeah.
Because there were some tough times. I'm not going to lie to you. There were times when it was difficult, and she was just so supportive the entire way through it. She was amazing, inspiring, and I'm so happy that she's stuck by my side because she's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, you was in a very tough situation.
Yeah,
because especially with the fact that like you was kind of on your own.
Yeah.
In a sense, because like you were stuck in your house.
Yeah.
There was no kind of proper contact with me. At least for me, I was still going to work on a daily basis, and I was still like seeing people. So yeah, I understand from your point of view. It must have been like really hard.
It was.
But
tough.
like Laura, like she's.
Yeah, she was just so like straight from the get go when I said I think I'm just going to go self-employed. She was like, yeah, do it. It was like no hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, same my side. Like Levi was very. She's been really supportive, and understandably, she was worried of the potential like risks that could come with it from going full time with it, and it is a risk. But when she knows how much that we believe in it, and she's believed in it herself, and to support us on the way and like fully backing it and letting me make the jump. Well, not letting me make the jump, but like, you know what I mean, like being supportive in me making the jump. It's really helped, and it really makes a difference when you've got that behind you.
Yeah.
So shout out. Shout out to the
wives and girlfriends.
Wives and girlfriends, yeah.
The Hebb&Griff wags.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. We wanted to. We thought a fun way to come back to the podcast today would be to do. So we did we record a lot of stuff with a company in Hull called Superfly, and they've been going for 10 years, and they did 10 years, 10 questions.
They did.
We've only been going for 3 years, so we're going to do 3 years, 3 questions.
Completely ripping this idea off.
Yeah. So shout out to Superfly for and maybe when we get to 5 years, we'll do 5 years. Questions.
Yeah.
And then 10 years.
Yeah. And we will be making 10 years, 10 questions.
Yeah. I mean,
50 years, 60. I've really enjoyed my time.
First question, and you've already been worried about this one. What's been your favourite shoot?
Yeah, the reason I'm worried is we do so many, and it's just so hard to choose a favourite shoot. And I think this decision, I'm basing it purely on how creative we got with the shoot, and it was for Superfly, and when we did the so they were creating a pitch for an energy drink that they wanted to work with, and they wanted to include some video work in their pitch. And don't know if anyone follows us on Instagram, which I'm sure at least the 12 listeners that we've got surely must follow us on Instagram. You'll have seen the videos that we created, and you can see how I hope you can appreciate how thought out the concepts were and the time that we put into it. But I think being able to get creative in a studio setup and really kind of mold the lighting and think of different ways of how we can, like, especially like with even just as little as spinning the can in place, and we was thinking, what's the best way to do that? And then we use what's called a magic arm, which is like it's like an arm with 1/4 screws on the end of it, that you can like attach stuff to. So like, oh no, it wasn't the arm that we attached that to. It was just straight on top of the tripod, wasn't it?
It was.
I think our initial idea was to use the magic arm.
What we used was a grip from the cameras that we use.
Yeah.
And did we screw it? Yeah, we unscrewed it from the camera and screwed it to the top of the tripod.
Yeah.
And then just like smashed the camera over it.
Yeah. And it worked really well, and it helped keep it central, and using the tripods, they're like a fluid top, so it's like a really smooth action when you spin it around. So like, I think we shared a BTS video of it, so you can see us spinning it. But yeah, just even trying to think of the best way to do that, and that's part of the creative process, which I really love, and it's really good to be a part of that creative process, and it's really inspiring in that kind of like setup to do stuff like that. And then when we got to the edit, creating all the edit and putting all the sounds with the, like, because we made 2 different edits for it, and we had one that was really kind of SFX heavy, and one that was like 2 different like complete contrasts in videos. But even just doing all of that, like from the start to finish, it was just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed being a part of that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think we both enjoy sort of trying to rig stuff, and and like with that can. Just coming up with the best way of using the equipment that we've got, whether it's magic arms or duct tape. It's always good fun.
But it's like our creative umbrella setup, using the magic arm and clamping an umbrella onto the magic arm, and then it's a bit flimsy, but it works.
Which, funnily enough, leads into my favourite shoot.
Oh yeah.
Shall we just do the cameras quickly?
What reset?
Yeah.
For the watchers, for the listeners. No, it's part of it. We have to reset the cameras. Reset my timer.
Yep. How do you reset it?
Just stop and start. Cancel. Start. Yeah, we're back. So.
So that leads into my favourite shoot, which was when we went to Cadwell Park. You might have seen some BTS stuff from that as well. But yeah, that was great. That was so for a few reasons. The first reason is the company that we did it for found us through our website, which means that the SEO work that I've done actually works.
Yeah.
And
how did you do the SEO stuff?
ChatGPT.
Yeah. And it works.
It works. Yeah, I'm not complaining.
No. I think that it's a good thing that like we've made use of it. And, it actually
we had to change.
A few things, but like it just goes to show that it is worth using, and it actually worked.
So they found us and they asked us for a quote, and we said let's do it. So we got to spend a couple of days at Cadwell. Got media access and was walking around Cadwell watching. It was sidecar racing. First day, absolutely hammered it down with rain, which is where the umbrella rig came in useful. I also had a spare waterproof that I wrapped around my camera just to keep it extra safe, because we had to hire a lens out, and I just was so scared about getting that wet.
Yeah, even though they're weather sealed, you don't know how far you can trust the weather seal. It's just not worth testing it, especially with something that you hire. We spent 2 days getting just footage of motorbikes and sidecars whizzing past, and Ollie spent the day walking around the what do you call them? Paddock. Yeah.
Which is where do all the repairs and checks on the bikes. And it was just really good fun.
Yeah.
And you know me, I hate the rain.
Yeah.
And usually it makes me miserable, but it didn't.
I think under those circumstances, when you're shooting something that's like really fun to watch and like it's exciting And when the bikes are whizzing past you, it's like there's a lot of adrenaline, and the noise and
the rain. I think the rain adds to a lot of the shots.
It's kind of part of the kind of beauty of it in some. But I imagine it's very hard for the riders in the rain. Yeah.
They're probably going a lot slower than what they normally would be.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that shoot is that we didn't have to do any editing. We just got all the footage and sent it off. But I would like to do our own edit of it. Yeah. Even just of the bike stuff, of the racing stuff, because just to see what we can do.
Because I think knowing the shots that we took and knowing how good we think they are, it would only be fair to ourselves to create an edit because it's the first time we've had to just shoot and give the footage, so it's a bit of a different situation for us. So it's not allowed us to be creative in the post part of it. We've been creative in the actual shooting part of it, but I think it to give ourselves the chance to be creative with it as well. Would be good.
Yeah, definitely. All right, question number two.
Number two
of three. What's something you've learned about yourself?
I've learned that I'm really good at just dealing with situations and.
I've learned that too.
Yeah.
About you.
I can take a lot, and it will take a lot for me to kind of get down about a situation. I've realised I'm really good at seeing the positive in everything, and I think I've always been like that, but I've not allowed myself the chance to realise it. And I think I've realised it more because I've helped you see the positive in some situations. So then it's made me realise that actually, I am quite good at making good out of bad situations. Not bad situations.
You're like my guru.
Yeah.
Guru Griff.
I'll take that. But that's what I've learned about myself. What about you?
You are really good at that. There's been a couple of situations where, I think I act with emotion quite a lot. And you're like my anti-emotion, I guess. I don't know how you'd say it.
I help you maybe rein it in a bit.
Yeah. And I've been so impressed by the way you've dealt with some things. And you said to me before, like, oh, you doubt me so much. And it's not doubt. I'm just like, I'm impressed. That's so good the way you've handled that.
Yeah. I suppose you've never really, because it's obviously the first business that we've had together.
Yeah.
You've never had the chance to see that side of me. Yeah. It's like, I suppose, the professional side of me in a sense.
And I guess that does lean into what I was going to say, which is that I've learned that I can't be in control of every situation. And I think in the past, I think it's a case of like pride and professionalism and perfectionism. I just want what we put out to be the best. And it's almost like I don't trust others to do that, or to deal with people and get the best outcome. But I've learned that I can trust other people to do that, and that I can't control the weather. I can't control something going wrong on a shoot slightly, or maybe we forgot a little bit of equipment and we have to deal with that, or can't control the way maybe a client might react to something that they've seen or something that was said. It's helped me so much.
Yeah,
because I'm quite a anxious, stressful person, and I'm starting to be less of an anxious, stressful person.
No, I see that, and I see that you do deal with situations like a lot better.
One of the best things you ever said to me. I was having a real crap day, and then I had to go from Brig to Lincoln to sort something out at home and come back, and I was fuming. And you just said to me, "Is it going to affect you tomorrow?" I was like, "No, it's not." And ever since then, I've just said it's not going to affect me tomorrow.
Yeah.
If something's gone wrong, unless it genuinely is going to affect me.
It depends what the situation is, but like for something like that, it's not going to affect your life in any way. And yeah, I think looking at things like that, like obviously I've not always looked at things like that. So like it's really helped me deal with stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely see that like you're dealing with. The thing is like not everything's going to go to plan all the time, and you can't control everything. So I think now that like you realise that like it's going to obviously help you so much.
And I think it's going to help. And this goes into the next question. So the next question is going to be, what's something you'd like to happen in the next 3 years? And I think this is going to help because I want us to start building our team and employing people, and it's going to allow me to let go of some of the control that I've got now.
Yeah, because you're going to have to let other people to do it. Yeah.
We want to get someone to help us with our marketing and to run our marketing. Eventually, that's one of the people that we want in the team. Yeah. And I've been so like anxious about handing those reins over. Yeah. But I'm so much more relaxed about that now. Yeah. And I'm so happy for somebody else to actually do it. Yeah. And to take the pressure off.
Because I think obviously it helps knowing that like we don't have time to do everything. Yeah. And like that's why companies have multiple members in their team because they need people, like they need specialists in each department, don't they? So like that's an important thing to kind of.
And ideally, we want to be hiring people that are better than us.
Well, yeah.
So why would I not trust?
Exactly.
So that's what I want to see in the next 3 years. I want to see the team grow. I think an employee per year is a good target.
That is a good target.
And we'll just grow the team. It's obviously going to be a case of growing the company, growing the team, growing our reputation. That's what I want to happen in the next 3 years.
Yeah, I mean that's like pretty much similar to what I vision for that. In the next 3 years, I want to outgrow this office. Yeah. Like because then I know that like we're doing the right thing. We're not going to be in this space forever. So that was a little fly. We're not going to be in this space forever.
This fly's not going to be in this space forever.
And I want to see us making some big moves in the next 3 years. And if we're hiring more people, then that's going to require bigger spaces and bigger teams and just growth. Like for the next 3 years, I just want growth. And if we keep pushing like we are doing, who's to say that won't happen? Because it will happen. We just need to give it everything that we're currently giving it. But it's great, and I can't, like I wouldn't look back. Like every decision that we've made has been right for the company and us, and I think it helps that we've both known each other for so long. Because the decisions that we make and I suppose the disagreements that we have are quickly resolved because we know how to deal with each other. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's really good for the company as well, because then we actually come to a good decision by the end of it.
I've been saying recently, haven't I, that I really like the way we come to decisions about things. Like we really think about it logically. Even like what we were saying earlier about the office, right? We made a spreadsheet for it. I don't know, you take the piss. Ollie likes to take the piss that I like to make a spreadsheet for everything.
He does, but they are brilliant spreadsheets. Don't get me wrong. They're like they're such better spreadsheets than I'll ever be able to make. And now I make a spreadsheet and it looks like a 2-year-old like drawing a picture, like. And then your spreadsheets are like proper singing and dancing. But sometimes there's a need for a spreadsheet and sometimes there isn't.
Sometimes it's like we don't need a spreadsheet.
If it was up to you, you'd have a spreadsheet for everything.
Do you remember when we got the whiteboard and and I made
You
I made a change to the job. We database our jobs, and I like changed the whiteboard, and then I changed the job database in the same day, but they were exactly the same.
Yeah, you made the whiteboard a spreadsheet. So I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so we had to dumb that down again, basically, make it much more of a notebook than anything. So.
Yeah, and it works like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good, and like we're happy coming to agreements and
I like, the good thing as well is that we can take the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Because when we've been stupid and we're doing unnecessary things, we can be like, "What are you playing at? Just like stop doing that."
Yeah. God forbid the employees that we get, because
they're gonna think we hate each other.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun working as we are, and I'm just excited for what's to come.
Yeah, and it's getting to this point has been insane, really. I mean, the growth that we've had since the start of 2020, when we first started like working together, has been incredible, really. And I mean, we're not the fastest growing company ever.
No,
but for two lads that have been doing it in the spare time and in the weekends, to be able to get to a point where we're both doing it full time.
Yeah,
we've now got our very own premises. We're not borrowing it off a mate. I think we've done incredibly well, and I'm so proud of how far we've come. And I just can't wait for next few years.
Yeah, no. Watch this space.
Let's
end it with a fist bump.
We're going to do some more podcasts, I think.
Yep.
Get some guests on. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because now we've got the space to actually do it.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So nice one. See you later.
See you later, guys.